Hello traders, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, bonjour, bonsoir mes amis, guten Morgen, guten Tag, guten Abend. For those of you who are new to us, we are the TSTW 24 traders, and our website is www.stochastic-magdi.com. For all trade, we use the 5% value management rules and apply stop loss in all trades. This video is for educational purposes only. It's neither a solicitation or an offer to buy or sell any financial instrument. It is primarily for the TSTW24, TSTW-S08, and the TSTW-S008 traders. I would like to thank traders for their support, those who are watching our video, those who are commenting about our video, those who are sharing our video on YouTube, on embedding our video on YouTube, sharing on Facebook, on Google, on Twitter. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, today is the 25th of May 2012, and the time in London is 16 minutes past 10 a.m. In New York, the time is 5:16 a.m. London is now open, but New York is not yet open. In the next 4 hours or so, New York will be open. Okay. The title of this video is Real-Time Scalping Part 3. If you have not watched Real-Time Scalping Part 1 and Part 2, you may do so before watching this Part 3. More about RTS 315, Real-Time Scalping 315, how one can master the RTS 315, when can one use successfully the RTS 315, which financial instruments are most suitable for this trading tool. In the second part of the video, we'll talk about tips and tricks about MACD for moving average convergent divergence indicator. Okay, we'll also talk about when and where one can download the RTS 315, because last time I promised that it will be ready today, but it's not perfectly ready now. So at the end of this video, I will tell you when and where one can download the RTS 315. With that behind us, we will talk about the pound-dollar currency pair, the euro-USD currency pair, the euro-Australian dollar currency pair, research in motion stock, Bank of America stock, and VELT stock. VELT EPIC, VELT. Thank you. Let's 315. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not watched the first part and the second part of this series of video that we titled Real-Time Scalping Part 1, Part 2, you may watch Part 1 and Part 2 before watching this Part 3. This is the last part of the series of the video that we titled RTS 315 or real-time scalping. We will discuss how one can master the RTS 315, when one can use it, and which financial instrument one can trade. How one can master the real-time scalping 315. In order to master anything, one must understand it first, okay? And one must also know how it was built. Okay, very important. So we want to understand the RTS 315. So I told you before, this is my first trading system. It's not the best trading system. I was doing this series of videos to show you how I started trading, what sort of tool I was using. So you need to understand the background of the RTS 315, the purpose of it. This is a new trader that was trying to understand the market, building for the first time, his own, a trading tool, So we want to understand the purpose of it, understand the RTS 315. So we know that we must use the MACD 834.9. We must use the stochastic 633. Alright, and also we must do a prior verification before we can trade. So we need to understand these simple rules that we use when we are trading this RTS 315, how it was built. Very important. Okay, so the prior verification is now on the 15-minute chart. That's why it's so important to watch part 1 and part 2 before watching this part, so you can understand fully what is going on here. As I explained to you, this is not a perfectly built trading system. Very important. This is my first trading system. What I was doing, how I was using it, this is what I'm trying to reveal to traders, okay, for the first time. Very important. So to master the RTS 315, one must understand the RTS 315, how it was built, and also the purpose of the RTS 315. We use the RTS 315 on the 3-minute chart. That's what I was doing. On the 3-minute chart, that's it. That's where we were taking the signal. That's our entry time frame. Okay, so we want to use it perfectly as okay it was built and the purpose for which it was built for. Okay, the second thing that one must know, apart from understanding the tool, so how one can use MACD, which I explained to you in the previous videos. Okay, so you want to know how one can use MACD, how one can use the stochastic. So we were using the MACD to determine the direction of the price, and the stochastic to time the entry point following in the direction of the price. We do not want to use the stochastic against the direction of the market. That's what we are using on the 3-minute chart. As I explained to you, this is not a perfectly built trading system. Alright, so the next thing after understanding MACD, understanding the stochastic, understanding the RTS 315, the purpose of it, why we are using the 3-minute chart, because we want to catch the short-term cycle. That's why we are using a very low time frame. Okay, and also we can see that my MACD is quite very fast, because we don't want to delay our entry. We want to catch like 15 pips, 20 pips. Okay, we are not looking for a bigger profit, we are looking for small profit, but we want to take small profit consistently in the market. So once we understand our tool, we know the objective that we have set for ourselves. We are not looking for 100 pips, we are looking for 15 pips, 20 pips, 30 pips. Okay, and we know also what we are trying to do. So that's why we have made our MACD to be very fast, and also we go down to the 3-minute chart to catch the market noise, so to speak. This is a scalping tool. Okay, very important. The next thing, if one wants to master a tool, one must know, one must be able to break it down and rebuild it again. This is very important. So you want to use a computer. If you want to master a computer, you must know, if you can understand how the computer is built, okay, you are ahead of those who are just learning to use the computer. But if you know, if you can break the computer down completely and put it together, you are ahead of everybody else that just learn to use the computer. So you want to be able to break down completely this RTS 315, how we build it, break it down, understand what is MACD itself, is the green line, the signal line of MACD, how we build the MACD, the zero line, break it down completely and rebuild it together, break the stochastic down, okay, and also put it back together, the price and the pattern, the trend line, everything, the channel, break it down together, okay, and put it back together. So to master a tool, one should be able to put it into pieces, to break it down into pieces, and then put it back together. This is one of the key elements if one wants to understand a trading tool. That's why when we are selling a TSCW24 SY08 or TSCW SY008, we have a specific website for traders, so traders may go there and watch the video. The purpose of it is to understand the trading tool and be able to not only to understand it, but to break it down, okay, and put it back together. As you have here, have the number 4. So this is the breakdown into pieces. Then we can put it back together and form, okay, the letter 4. So the key element is the understanding, and also be able to break it down, okay, and put it back together, okay, into one piece. This is very important. Okay, so the next step to master the RTS 315 is the practice, the discernment. Nothing, okay, can substitute, okay, practice. Okay, whatever you want to do, as I explained to you before, step by step, you want to practice. Those who are trading the forex market can go to www.fxcm.com, open a demo account at www.fxcm.com. The demo account is valid for 1 month. If 1 month is finished, you can open another demo account. You can open 20 demo accounts at one time, but each demo account will last only 1 month. But when it expires 1 month, you are entitled to open again another demo account. So go to www.fscm.com, open a demo account, put the tools as I explained to you, the RTS 315, if it suits your trading style. Very, very important, because if it doesn't suit your trading style, you may not enjoy it. Okay, very important. This is about trading and trading style. Okay, so you want to test it, you want to practice, so you open a demo account, you practice, you break it down, you put it back together, you understand it perfectly, you know what is taking place, and you build this habit, okay, of using, okay, the RTS 315. By practicing, you are building a prototype or a software or mental software that you can use in the future. Anytime you have the tool, the RTS 315, you bring on it, or you upload that software, so to speak, into your mind, or that pattern or that prototype, and you start using it. It becomes a habit, and you can use it automatically and know exactly what is taking place. Alright, so practice is the third element. So understanding, being able to break it down and put it back together into one piece. The third one is the practice. Talking about practice, we are talking about testing. Okay, you want to test it. Okay, you want to test it at a particular time. When is the best time to use it? Okay, which financial instrument is suitable for this? Okay, if you are trading for it, which currency pair is suitable for RTS 315? When is the best time to use the RTS 315? When one should not use the RTS 315? Which financial instrument is not responding positively to the RTS 315? These are the tests that you want to do, okay, to see, okay, and to understand, okay, to know, to gain, okay, to get the best out of the RTS 315, so to speak. Okay, so the practice and the testing together, okay, is one point. The next step is the discipline, ladies and gentlemen. What we have seen about trading, trader will start with one tool today, and tomorrow they will use another tool. Especially those who are new traders get into this kind of mistake. So they use one trading tool after another trading tool. They're looking for another trading tool. In fact, they have like 100 trading tools. Myself, I build 100 trading tools. I don't even use them anymore, because since I discovered that the price is the #1 indicator, the channel, the trend line, using the top-down trading system, I have abandoned all my trading system that I have built over the years. Plenty of indicator, plenty of setting, all kind of testing. I've done it before. So the discipline is the key. Okay, so you want to use the RTS 315, stick to it. When you are testing it, use only that. Don't go and cut corner and do anything else. It does not work. Okay, you are not going to get anything out of it. The next step, you're going to look for another trading system, and once you get it, you go for another one. The problem is not the trading system, is your discipline to stick to the tool and learn to master it and become expert, okay, in using it. So the discipline is very important. Okay, so these are the key elements if one wants to learn, okay, to master a trading tool. Another thing that is very important if one wants to master the RTS 315 is that once, for instance, you take a signal, okay, so you take a signal, okay, you take a signal here, okay, and the signal works perfectly. Now this is on the 50-minute chart, because this is the prior verification before we go on the 3-minute chart. That's why I leave it on the 50-minute chart. Okay, so you take a signal, for instance, on the 3-minute chart, and it works perfectly. Okay, pay attention carefully. Anytime you take a signal and the signal works perfectly, go back again and see why the signal works perfectly. This is very important. So you want to know why the signal suddenly works perfectly. Okay, so you may get yourself a wrong answer by asking the right question. Okay, your mind is processing the question. Today you may give yourself a wrong answer to that question, but tomorrow your mind may give you the perfect answer to the question that you have already asked. Okay, this is what's happening. So for instance, if I take a signal here, okay, so my stochastic is oversold, okay, here, if I put a line there, okay, my stochastic consistently is oversold. You can see where my vertical line, this one here, is oversold. My MACD was, okay, rising a bit here. The price here, you can see, and it went perfectly up to this level, okay? Alright, so then I'm going to note it down. The signal was successful. What I need to do at the end of the day is to go back and see why the signal perfectly worked. Is it because there was a pattern, a head and shoulder pattern? Is it because on the 50-minute chart there was a pattern? Or is it because the price was at a value support level? Why the price started, why it was successful, what time of the day the signal was perfectly. So you want to see the signal that was successful and also try to understand why the signal was successful and to understand, okay, the anatomy, okay, of the signal itself, okay. The next thing that you want to do, which is more important than what I've said already, when a signal has failed, okay, suppose you are here, okay, and you take a buy signal here, okay, this one here, and it went up a bit only to come back down, and it just went horizontal, okay. So you see, okay, it didn't work. Now if you start here and it start getting loose in trade, you're going to abandon the system. You say, oh, it's not going to work, okay. Another thing you need to understand, which I always tell traders, the price does not always trend, okay. This is where a lot of traders get into trouble, especially day traders. Now you can see that the price went up first. It was a nice move here, okay. Now the price is consolidating. This is what you will see very often. Remember that when the price moves, okay, the price will slow down. It will slow down again and then move again and then will slow down. You don't want to catch the moment when the price is slowing down unless you are buying to hold or you are doing something else, okay, or you know what's going to take place next, which means you see, okay, the lower degree, so to speak, and you check the higher time frame. You know that it's not finished yet, it's about to continue again, and then you take position when, okay, the market is quiet. But you can see that when the price moves, very often the price will slow down. So if you are looking for the price to move, you can perfectly take position during, okay, the quiet period. But you have to understand this is the quiet period, so you don't go like, okay, ups and down, ups and down, ups and down. So you do not just buy here and then quickly come up here and then you decide to sell and then quickly you go up and down, okay. So you have to know that this is the quiet moment, but I know that there will be a continuation of the trend, so I'm buying at the bottom and I'm not going to change my position, okay. So you know that the price will go ups and down until this consolidation is broken to the upside. But that's not the best way. You can perfectly wait until the consolidation is broken and retest it. Right here, okay? Broke above it and retest it, and then you enter here. So instead of participating in the wait all this time, you can wait until the price break above the consolidation session. So what I need you to remember is that when you take a signal that has failed, check before what has happened. If the price moves fast before, there's a high chance the price may slow down. Just remember that. This is what the price is all the time. Trend, post trend, okay? Alright, get it right. If a signal fell, note it down, the signal has failed, go back again and find out why the signal has failed, okay? So the first thing is to understand, okay, the trading tool. The second is to be able to break it down and put it back together. Very, very important and very, very powerful, okay? The third step is as I explained to you, ladies and gentlemen, moment please. The third step is the practice. Nothing can replace the practice. Open a demo account if you at www.fscm.com if you're trading for it. If you are trading stock, you go to freestockchart.com, okay, freestockchart.com, www.freestockchart.com, and you can just okay, register with your email and you can have a free data for stocks and a free chart, www.freestockchart.com. This is from Warden charts, okay. I'm using here TC2000, okay. The free version of TC2000 is the free chart, www.freestockchart.com. Go to www.freestockchart.com. You'll see you open for you the chart and you can use that, okay, to do your paper trading, to test it, okay. So for forex, fscm.com. For stock, okay, freestockchart.com. If you know another website that offer free data for stock, you can use it, okay, or even if you have a broker, use it on your paper to test it, okay. This is about the practice, okay. The next step is the discipline, ladies and gentlemen. When we are talking about trading this system, we are talking about, the first thing that we are talking about is a discipline. Discipline to follow the rule, discipline to stick to the system, discipline, okay, to take the signal, discipline to know that the signal has failed and close the trade before it becomes a bigger loss, discipline to know when, okay, to take profit. This is very, very important. It does not happen in one day. It takes time and it takes a lot of patience, okay, and perseverance. Discipline. The next step, talking about the practice, we are also talking about testing. You want to test it on a different time, okay, of the day, okay, different session, London session, New York session, okay, Asia session, testing on a different financial instrument. Check it on stock, check it on ETF, check it on indices, check it on E-mini, check it on stock, check it on crude oil, check it on gold, and try all the tests, okay? Take a note when you are testing something. You want to take a note and evaluate whether this is, okay, which one is working better, and to compare it. Very, very important. This is about mastering, okay, the RTS, okay, 315, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, this is very important. And the last point that we have mentioned is that when, okay, ladies and gentlemen, a signal, okay, has worked perfectly, if we have a valid signal, we want to go back to it and see why the signal was successful, so we can learn something from it. On the other hand, if the signal has failed, we want to know what went wrong. So we look back and see, okay, it was a consolidation period. I thought the price will move. It will move. There was in fact a trend before that. Alright, what has happened? Okay, I failed to check the news, or I failed to check the higher time frame. The higher time frame is bearish, but the lower time frame is showing bullish signal. In fact, I was buying it just in front of a resistance level. This is my mistake. Alright, I was selling right in front of a support level. This was my mistake. Oh, I was a bit impatient. The hourly candle was not closed, or the 4-hour candle was not closed. I rushed into the trade. I was a bit impatient. I was a bit emotional because of the previous loss, and you try to find out the reason why, okay, the signal has failed. But it's not the answer that you give to your question that is the most important thing. It's the question that you have asked that is the most important thing, because your mind is processing the question, and at one point will give you the perfect answer. This is about how one can master, okay, the RTS 315. Ladies and gentlemen, the next step is when one can use the RTS 315. This is something a lot of traders, okay, are disregarding. Okay, when can you enter the market? You want to buy, you want the best time to buy. You want to sell, you want the best time to sell. Okay, very, very important. Okay, you don't want to come into the market anytime, anyhow. You want to know when is the best time to sell, when is the best time to buy. Okay, check the news, pay attention to the price. So when is the best time to use the RTS 315? When the market opens. London will open at 8 a.m. London time. That's 5 a.m. New York time. Full stop. The first 2 hours are the best time to use the RTS 315. New York is open, okay, at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, 2:30 p.m. London time, plus 2 hours. The first 2 hours when New York is open, this is the best time to use the RTS 315, because we are looking for short-term cycle when the market is busy, when there is a lot of liquidity in the market, when there is a lot of trading activity taking place. We want to grab, okay, our 30 pip consistently. Okay, very, very important. This is about the time when one can use the RTS 315. Very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. And also, if I do not recommend traders to use the Asian session, if this is the only time that is available for you to trade, wait, ladies and gentlemen, wait until Hong Kong is open. Do not start trading as soon as Tokyo is open, because what usually takes place, Tokyo will be open, trader will start trading. At the same time, smart margin is waiting for Hong Kong to open. The best strategy is to wait for Hong Kong to open. Hong Kong will open, that's 2 p.m. London time. So 2 a.m. London time, my apology for that, 2 a.m. London time. Check on the internet, 2 a.m. London time. So you want to wait until, okay, Hong Kong is open, and the first 2 hours you can use the RTS 315. This is about when one can use the RTS 315. Which financial instrument one can apply the RTS 315? Okay, so which are the financial instruments that are responding positively, okay, to the RTS 315? That's the question, ladies and gentlemen. We want to know, okay, what can we trade? So we know that what is responding very well. Now, when I was using the RTS 315, I was trading forex, ladies and gentlemen. Mainly, ladies and gentlemen, I wake up every morning, I'm trading the Euro USD, I was trading the Dow Jones, I was trading the FTSE 100 index, I was trading indices and the Euro USD. That's my free, okay, financial instrument, okay, Dow Jones, okay, FTSE 100, okay, and the Euro USD, okay. But I will tell you now which financial instrument, okay, one can apply the RTS 3152. You can use it for the USD yen, okay, use it for the pound dollar, use it for the Euro USD, the Euro Australian dollar, okay, and the Euro Canadian dollar. It's valid for all financial instruments that are liquid, that are moving, okay. You want it to move. If it's not moving, it's not going to work because you want to come into the market at the right time and be filled very fast. You don't want to remain too long in the market because this is a scalping. This is not day trading. This is not even a swing trading. So you don't want to sit down, cross your leg and say, come on, come on, come on. You want it to be running and you want to be filled very fast. Get your bowl filled and then go away. It's like you are queuing, your turn comes, have it fill the bottle for you and then you go. That's what you want to do. So you want to look for financial instruments that are moving. One can use the RTS 315 for crude oil, okay, for silver, for gold, for ETF that are very, very liquid. You want to trade them, high volume ETF that are moving, okay, and also indices, CAC 40, DAX 30, all the major indices, FTSE 100, Dow Jones, NASDAQ 100, E-mini, and all the ETF. These are the financial instruments one can apply the RTS 3152. Also stocks. You want to look for stocks that are listed on the Dow 30, stocks that are listed on the NASDAQ 100, stocks that are listed on the FTSE 100, CAC 40, DAX 30, all the stocks, major stocks, where the smart money is usually pumping money to when the market open. You want to know which stocks are likely to move. Intel can move fast, Microsoft can move fast, and or Google can move big time, Apple can move very fast. These are much riskier. Okay, there are other currency pairs that are moving fast but risky, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to mention them, like one of them is the pound Swiss franc and also the pound New Zealand dollar. These are okay, high speed currency pair. So you want to analyze the risk, whether it suits your trading style, and decide what you want to do. As I explained to you, okay, this is my first trading system, and I was telling you here how I was using it, okay, and what I was trying to achieve, okay. This is about the RTS 315. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you in the next part of this video when we will talk about tips and tricks about the machine. Thank you. In this part of this video, we will talk about tips and tricks about MACD indicators. I want you to pay attention carefully, okay, and to watch carefully, okay, what we are about to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Tips and tricks about MACD. If you like the video, you may rate it and also share it with your friend on Google, on Facebook, and also on Twitter. I thank you for your support. Okay, tips and tips about MACD. Okay, we want to talk about a particular pattern, okay, that we can look for, okay, and that will allow us, okay, to have an edge. All right. So when we want to use this strategy, we want a high probability trade, okay, and excellent risk reward ratio. This is the purpose of these tips and tricks about MACD. High probability trade, low risk, okay, and higher reward, okay. Very, very important. As I explained to traders before, if you are a TSTW24 trader, a TSTWS08 trader, or a TSTWS008 trader, you must go to the website, your specific website, and watch all the video. If you have not watched all the video, you cannot break the system down and put it back together. You cannot understand the purpose of it, and you cannot use it efficiently. Very, very important. So anytime you watch a video, note it down that I've watched this, take a note, and the one that you have not watched, go back and watch them. When you have a trading system, it's not the beginning, it's not the end of it, it's just the beginning. Practice, okay, discipline, okay, and the time, okay, give it a time. Watch our video on YouTube, okay, learn from it, okay, try to better, okay, your ability to trade, okay. Let's get started. Alright, talking about tips and tricks about MACD. Okay, the first pattern is okay, a round button or a double bottom pattern or a V button. Okay, so we are talking about three specific bullish patterns, either a double bottom pattern or a round bottom or a V pattern. Okay, remember that: round, V, and a double bottom. Okay, these are the three patterns you want to work with. I would prefer our traders to use this strategy on a weekly chart. So use the weekly chart to find this pattern. So you want to see the double bottom pattern on the weekly chart, the V pattern on the weekly chart, or any higher time frame. Is valid on all time frame but solid on the weekly chart. Okay, very important. Okay, valid on all time frame. You can play with it on the 15-minute chart, hourly chart, but know that it's solid on a higher time frame. Okay, very, very important. So now the pattern we are talking about is the first one is the V pattern. So you see the price will go down. Follow my cursor. Price will go down. Okay, all right. So go down first, and then we change direction right here, and then move up. Okay. So the price started here, went down to this level, and then change the direction, go up to this level, and then continue the movement to the upside. So this resistance that was here, this point where my cursor is broken at this point. So price started the movement here, went down, okay, and then change the direction here, come to this resistance here, and break above it, run fast, okay. So you break above it, but people thought that okay, it's going away. But then the next thing the price will do, the price will pull back. People within that this support will hold it. It will fail to hold it. But the level that the price is looking for is the 50% of the movement, ladies and gentlemen, from here, okay, to this point. Attention careful, ladies and gentlemen, from this point here, where my cursor is, to this level here. You have to understand that this is the original move. Price went down the same distance, went up the same distance, and then break above it before coming down. When the price coming down, very often, ladies and gentlemen, talking about a higher probability trade, not always, not certainty. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about probability. The price usually will come down to the 50% of the movement from here to this level here. Okay, this is the pattern of round button, but also sometimes, as I'm going to show you now, it's not always perfectly round. Sometimes it will be a V button, sometimes it will be a double bottom pattern, sometimes it will be perfectly round button. When you will see it, you will do like here, follow my cursor, it will go round, perfectly round like this, many months, sometimes even, okay, a year. You take years to do that. You go round like this, perfectly round, beautifully round. You have seen this pattern on the Euro USD 2 years ago, round, okay, and then you break above it, okay, and then come back to the 50% of the move from here to the end of the round session. You see from here, round to this level, the price will break above it first, but come down to the 50% of the movement from here to this level. At this point in time, very often, ladies and gentlemen, MACD will give excellent signal. A cycle very often will begin at this point in time. That's all you need to remember. Very often you may see on a weekly chart this pattern. The price will pull back to the 50%, and then you will go to another lower time frame when you will see MACD crossing above a signal line. At this point in time, when MACD crosses above a signal line, you must buy. You must buy by controlling the risk, okay? Because the price has done is a pattern, a round button or a V button, and then the price break above, okay, what I call the nut, and then pretend to go away, come back. People think that this is a capitulation. We call it capitulation, and then price pull back to 50%. Where the dotted black line is, ladies and gentlemen, MACD very often will give excellent signal. Very often a new cycle will begin at this point in time. The next thing, ladies and gentlemen, pay attention carefully. You must study, okay, the character or the anatomy of the financial instrument that you are trading. Some financial instrument will retrace only, okay, 30%. Some will consistently, year by year, pull back to the 50% dot, which is telling us that the market participants that are trading that particular financial instrument remember clearly this pattern, know that this particular stock does not pull to the 50%, but consistently year by year has been pulling back to the 38.2 instead of 50%. Another financial instrument may repeat the same pattern year by year, pulling back exactly 50%, and the professional know that this is where this usually turn around, and you will see you will do it year by year, and you want to know which financial instrument is responding to this pattern very often or year by year, or which one is retracing only 38%. And another pattern that I want to show you, pay attention ladies and gentlemen, the next pattern is the same pattern, but instead of the price stopping at 50%, which is right here, this point where I'm rotating my cursor, some financial instrument will reject the 50% and will pull it back down completely to the bottom here. You see this point here, the movement has started here, round to this level, break above it. Instead of stop pulling back and stop on the 50%, some financial instrument year by year, instead of stopping on the 50%, will go down to total retracement. You want to study the financial instrument and understand their anatomy, their characteristics, their behavior, what they have been doing year by year, because the professional know it and they will respond to it when they see it. Okay, it does not mean that you just buy because the financial instrument always respond to the 50%, but what you are doing, you are waiting for it to come to the 50%. When it's happening, you are looking for your signal at that hot spot trading zone. This is a powerful pattern, V button, double bottom pattern, round button, price break above the night, pull back to the 50% retracement, and then they change the direction. This is not automatic robotic trading. This is about analyzing the price, observing something that has happened before is likely to take place again, and when it's happening, we will take advantage of it without assuming anything. So, as I explained to you in the first pattern, very often the price will come to 50% after the round button, come down to 50%, and then right here we'll receive a cycle may begin, or we will receive a bullish signal. As the price going up, we must respect every resistance level. It does not mean that it will definitely go above or continue the movement to the upside. We must also pay attention to the fundamental. When we see a bullish pattern, we want to buy. We want to check the market itself, which is the number one, the sector, and also know whether the global economy environment is quite good. If we take the bullish signal and we know that the environment is not suitable, we must manage the trade carefully. Trading is all about managing risk and taking a high probability trade at the right place at the right time. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have understood what I've said now. Okay, we'll be moving on to the next pattern. All right. The third one, that's what I'm telling you now. Sometimes it may not be a V, which means price going down like this, V, and then changing direction. Sometimes they probably give a double bottom pattern. So price goes down, display this bottom here, went up to the north, come back again, display another bottom here. This is the first bottom, and this is the second bottom, a double bottom pattern. And then the price will break above the night right here, which is this one here. We will think that, okay, that's it, it's going up a bit, and then the price will come down, break below the nut. We will say, okay, this is capitulation. That's how we call it. It's a capitulation. We will acknowledge it, look for opportunity to sell after the price return back below the nut. That's perfectly okay. Attention to the next support level, which is the 50% retracement of the movement from this point to this point, this point to this point. So instead of having, like I show you in the first video, you can see this is a V button, and price break above and come back to 50%, or a perfectly round bottom, price break above the nut and then come back to the 50%, or a V button or a round bottom, price break above the nut and then come back to total retracement. The third one, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the bullish signal. At this point in time, either 50% or here, we are looking for MACD to give us a beginning of a new cycle crossing above a signal line, or receiving a bullish cycle at a hot spot trading zone. One must test different settings for MACD, which one works, because not all MACD work on a different time frame. This is another matter. I don't want to go too long on it. Or sometimes they probably give a double bottom pattern, though it's not a round bottom, but it will display a double bottom pattern, probably break above the nut. come back down, break the night, below the night, we'll say capitulation, and then retest the 50%. Sometimes it may not stop here. It will continue the movement to total retracement after the double bottom pattern, and it will display instead triple bottom pattern 1, 2, 3 when it returns to the total retracement. I want to give you one example now, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking at Intel. This is Intel here on the monthly chart, which we have traded recently, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the price went down in this session and then went up again, and then retraced back to the 50%. Is what we are talking about, and then take it from here. As you can see, the price going up. Traders were expecting, okay, the resistance level. Does not mean that because it's going up, it will go up forever. You see, some traders took profit here. Another group took profit when it comes to this resistance. You see, the price returned back down. But finally, it break above it and continue the movement here. And we were telling traders to sell it here. Alright, we are expecting a pullback for Intel. I took my profit last time. That's okay. It may go down more, but I'm happy with what it is now. It's a healthy pullback. Okay, so this is one pattern here. Okay, I want to show you more as we are talking about. So at this point in time, we wait for MACD to give us a clear-cut signal, or we wait for a cycle to begin at a hot spot trading zone. It's a powerful pattern, ladies and gentlemen. This is another one here. You can see the price went down and then returned back up, a V pattern. We can call it round pattern because it went round, isn't it? Yeah, it starts from here and return back to the same place. It went round, okay? Though we don't see it perfectly round. Sometimes you see it perfectly round, but it's a round movement. It starts from here and return back to the same place. It's a round movement, okay? Now it returns back to 50%. As you can see here, it did not go above it. That's what I'm saying to you. Do not assume anything, ladies and gentlemen. Very important. That's how you want to trade. There's a level here. You see the price went down, changing direction here. This is a hot spot on the zone. That's where the price found a resistance and come back down. You see the top here also. Attention. Just take it step by step. No rush. Watch it. Eyes on the ball. Respect all the resistance level. Don't ignore them. You see, it went above it, rejected down. You see all the shadow here. They were seller here. Okay, but finally, okay, couldn't continue the movement to the downside. Trend line is broken. You know that it's kaput. Price, okay, completely down. So if you were stubborn here, said, all right, last time you worked, you will work again. You see, just follow the price, flow with it, You see, down. The next one here, I want to show you another one. Is this one here? The last one here. Where is it? This one. You see, the price went down and went up. It went round again. You can see round. Pay attention to this movement, round. Okay, round, and then come down 50%. Okay, you see now, it went round. Okay, come down 50%. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. Again, price start going up. Attention to the previous resistance level. Does not mean that it will definitely work. The mistake that a lot of swing trader, position trader are making, they see this pattern and then they take position here. They say it will definitely work. Price coming down. They don't want to come on until a winning trade become a losing trade. Don't be greedy. Take it step by step from one level to the next level. The price will always give you another chance. Okay, so here you see round and then 50%. This hot spot on the zone. So attention on this pattern. Okay, for MACD signal at this hot spot in the zone after a V button, a double bottom pattern, or a round button as the price retraces back 50% of the move from here to here. Alright, the next one is the bearish signal. In fact, the price did not display a double bottom pattern or a round bottom. In fact, the price will display a round top, which means the price will go round like this, okay, or will display a double top, or the price will go, okay, the inverted V button. Okay, sometimes you may see also like a head and shoulder pattern, but it's almost the same thing because the price will start from one place and ended at the same place. Okay, so you see here, up, okay, to this level, come down. Okay, so what is going to happen? The price will go up, display top here, okay, come back down, display another box, another display double top. Okay, so this is the nut here. Price will pretend to break the nut. You see here, we break below the nut, only to come back down, to come up. Okay, we break below the nut and then come up again to the 50%. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, of the movement. Okay, from here down to this level. See the line? It's what we have done before. This is the inverted okay, round button. Okay, you see the 50%. So pretend to go below it. Okay, and then come back to the 50%. So when we see a round button or a double bottom pattern or a double top pattern in this case, or inverted V pattern or inverted or we see a head and shoulder pattern, and we see that the price did the round movement, the price will break below the neckline for the head and shoulder pattern or the inverted head and shoulder pattern for the bullish one, or we break the knot as I like to call it, break it, and then the price will come back up again to the 50% of our previous move, the distance from here to this level here. You see that the price will break below the 9. We'll say it's going down. Instead of retesting here, the price will break above the knots again. We think that is the capitulation, but will stop at 50%. Sometimes the price will not stop at 50%, but will do total retracement, which will bring us up here, as I explained to you in the case of the bullish signal. We are looking for a hot spot trading zone and also waiting for MACD to give us a clear-cut signal, high probability trade, excellent risk-reward ratio, low risk point when we can enter the trade. This pattern of round button, double bottom pattern, V button, double top, round top, inverted V button, and the retracement to the 50%, we are looking for a hot spot trading zone, high probability trade, low risk, using MACD at a hot spot trading zone. Ladies and gentlemen, this is about the tips and tricks about MACD. I invite you in the next part of the video where we will do the technical analysis about the pound dollar, the euro USD, the euro Australia dollar, research in motion stock, a Bank of America stock, and a Verti stock. See you in the next video. The pound dollar currency pair. We are bullish, we are bullish towards the pound currency pair. The most important thing to remember is the psychological price level for the pound dollar currency pair. You must note it down on your bed, on your fridge, on your computer. Very important level for the pound dollar currency pair. We are bullish. The psychological price level for the pound dollar currency pair is 155.00. 155.00. Note it down. Remember this number. Put it on your smartphone. If you are trading the pound dollar currency pair, you must remember the level 155.00. We must give priority to bullish signal above the 155.00, and priority to bearish signal above the priority to bearish signal below the 155.00. The psychological price level for the pound dollar currency pair is 155.00. This week we have noticed that the IMF, especially Christine Lagarde, which is the director of IMF, has been making some speech about the pound, the UK economy, that the UK economy is going to go down more, and all the blah blah blah. I 100% disagree with Mrs. Lagarde. Why? Because when the recession has started, the United Kingdom has taken excellent decision. First, the country has put up their hand and said that we are in a big mess. They did not cover up like the Eurozone. The Bank of England make excellent decision. Quickly, we have started printing money. We bail out bank, we save some banks, There were decisions that were taken, everybody knew, and the pound was going down. As you can see here, for 2008, the pound was going down big time, you can see 2008. In 2009, the bear took some profit, and then in 2010, they sell it again. You can see it went down. 2011, they sold the pound again. You can see the red here, but it was a much more bullish a bit. But they sold it. It went up, but they sold it down. It went up, They sold it down. Here it went down, but they recovered a bit. Here they pushed it up, they sold it. So from 2008 up to 2011, the people were selling the pound dollar currency pair. The UK economy is, they say, it's a double recession. It's normal because if this is the problem, people don't realize there is a second wave. There is always a second wave. So things go out first wave, a second wave is down, and then people say, "I told you it's going to go down more," but it's not going to go down. It's going to go back up. So Mrs. Lagarde has assessing the economy data, the actual economy of data of United Kingdom. But forgetting about that some decisions were already made, as we have seen in United States. First, the data in United States were not very bullish, so now we start seeing it start coming up. You see, The sentiment is getting bullish in the United States. The same thing is happening in UK. One thing I always say to traders is that the UK economy is a very, very resilient economy. In fact, I don't sell the pound very often, okay? I try to be very careful because it's a very, very, very resilient economy. What has happened in London or in United Kingdom is that there were a lot of debt. The population went into debt. People took too much loans, okay? But from 2008, what is happening in the United Kingdom, people were paying back their debt. This was happening. People were living within their means. They are not taking any more debt. So there are some decisions that were made individually by the private people in the street. They cut down their debts. Those who are unemployed start looking for jobs. Things are getting better in the United States. In United Kingdom, it's not getting worse. The decision. The government makes some decision. The decision that some decision that I disagree with, like the increase of the VAT. This is one of the areas the government needs to get back on quickly. But the Bank of England make excellent decision. They print a lot of money so far. During that time, Mr. Trichet was putting up the interest rate in the Eurozone. In fact, they were saying that everything was okay in the Euro, that in fact we should join the Euro, but we didn't. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you see, so the Eurozone, what they were doing, they were crossing their leg and watching United States and United Kingdom, okay, suffering. They were saying that, oh, this is where the recession is. It's not going to happen in the Eurozone. Now it's happening in the Eurozone. Now Mrs. Lagarde is telling us that, okay, UK, we need to print more money. But we do not have to print any more money. In fact, I consider that speech last week as a market manipulation. That's my view. Perfectly market manipulation, because that day the pound was going up. It was going up. Well, after Mr. Lagarde's speech, the pound went on this the daily chart. Okay, so the pound was really going up big time, and then Mrs. Lagarde came out and started making saying that the UK blah 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 is yesterday news. Okay, so the UK economy went into recession. Decisions were made. Improvements taking place. Individual people on the street cut down their debt, and conditions are improving. The UK economy will recover. As explained to you now, the psychological level for the pound-dollar currency pair is 155.00. The best way to control traders is to fool traders. Okay, so they can divert your attention to something. That's why I say to traders, your eyes must be on the ball. The ball is the price. And do not let anyone, okay, fool you. Alright? So this is about the pound-dollar currency pair. Now, going to the yearly chart, ladies and gentlemen, keep your eyes wide open. What do we see? Okay, this is the yearly chart. Ladies and gentlemen, there was a down cycle. You see, red candle followed by bullish candle. At this point in time, according to Steve Nielsen, traders were looking for opportunity to buy, but the price went down, which means people rejected, okay, the bullish cycle here. Price went down. But as the price went down, as you look at this candle where I'm rotating my cursor, there was this long tail here. Why is it telling us this tail here and this long tail here? See that people were buying here. Okay, price went up. After all this tail, people understood that they should buy. They bought it. They bring it up here. Seller came in. They sold it again. This year, look what's happened. It's a green. Okay, so there's one down, one up. It's a bullish candlestick pattern. One down, one up. You see? Doji, one down, one up, doji, and a green one showing up here. Now Mrs. Lagarde is saying that, okay, blah blah blah, and people start selling the pound. They should buy the pound, because now that the problem of the Eurozone is now exposed, liquidity will flow out of the Eurozone into the pound, into the United States. I don't know whether Mr. Lagarde was making a political speech to protect the euro, but money will flow out of the Eurozone into the pound, into the dollar. Because the euro has to also face the music, as I explained to you, it will be a mild recession, alright, but there are steps, okay, so blah 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 blah, enough of blah blah blah, alright, so cut it down, psychological price level, 155.00 for the pound-dollar currency pair. You want to buy above that level. If it goes below it, we give us the sell signal. It does not mean that we buy anyhow. We must use the channel, the trend line. If you want to buy, we want to buy on the edge at a low risk. Do not be surprised. If the price going down, sell it, okay, on the edge, okay? It's going up, buy. Don't just buy because we say that we want to buy. If the music has changed for one reason or another, Don't be the last person out. Be out and join and follow the price. Okay, flow with the price. Okay, so this is what we see on the yearly chart. If you go quickly to the quarterly chart, it's the same story, ladies and gentlemen. This is on the quarterly chart, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the price went down. You see, down, went up. Okay, a double bottom pattern. Can you see? Is it hidden? Okay, it's not hidden. I think everybody can see this. There's a bottom here. There's another bottom here because the price went on change direction. Can you change direction? In fact, on this quarterly chart, we have a trend line. If you like, I can show you color it in a different color so you can see what I'm seeing here. The green trend line. This point, you see, this point, I join it to this point, the tail, you see the end of this tail, point here, and this point on the dot, it touches here. With these 2 points, we can draw this green trend line. Look, here. Alright, this is on the quarterly chart. We touched it again recently, last quarter, on the dots. We are above this bullish trend line. In fact, there is a kind of triangle here. It's bullish. Ladies and gentlemen, it's bullish. We want to buy above 15500, despite what Mrs. Lagarde is saying. Okay? Alright, keep your eyes wide open. Follow the price, the number one indicator. I've seen it last time when the speed was made. A lot of traders changed their position. Those who were buying, they start selling. This is what's happened. Okay, they have been fooled. They should follow the price, the number one indicator, instead of just jumping to the noise of the market, the blah 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 in the market. Yes, we must pay attention to the news, but our eye is on the ball. This is the trick. Sometimes traders take a position, they are bullish, and there is some crazy news, and they quickly jump out or change position and start selling. No. Though we must pay attention to the news, our eyes must be on the ball. We are following the ball, but our eyes is open. Our ears, we are paying attention to the news, to the fundamental, but we are watching the ball. The ball will not fool you. People can distort the fundamental, the price can be distorted, but the price, okay, is the number one indicator. Again, the same thing, we go to the monthly chart. The same thing I just told you now about the MACD pattern. There's a V pattern here, you see, down, went up again. We retest the 50% on the dot here, okay, you see? Okay, remember among these tips and trips? V, okay, retracement to 50%, price start going up, traded to profit here, okay, or you see, it's resistance here, price coming down to retest the 50%. We are still above the psychological price level, 15500, priority to buy signal, alright? Do not let anyone fool you. This is what's happened. You hear the news, but be calm. Keep your eyes on the ball. Do not just make a decision because of something has been said or blah blah blah. If you want to come out, but don't change your sentiment. This is what happens. Sometimes you are bullish and then something come up, they start talking about it. If you don't like the noise, come out. Okay, you can come out, but don't change your intention, because if the price is telling you that priority to sell signal, respect it. Alright? If it's telling you priority to buy signal, respect it. But if for one reason there are some news that is bothering you, you better come out. But don't change your style, because follow the price. Okay? Follow the price. It's happening all the time. Traders are leading to making wrong decisions when they are not supposed to, and they lose money. Okay? So follow the price. You see here, this is on the weekly chart. Okay? It's on the weekly chart. Okay? The same thing, the V, okay? Alright? So this is about the pound dollar. Next candidate, the Euro USD currency pair. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to go fast, okay? Because we don't want the video to be too long. Alright, enough of my blah blah blah. Alright, let's go to the Euro USD. Where are you? My favorite currency pair. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there were a lot of bad news for the Euro. As I explained to you, the news is very important, but our eyes must be on the ball, okay? So, what's happened to the euro? We are bearish below the psychological price level for the euro, 13200. That's the psychological price level for the euro. We want to give priority to sell signal. But look carefully. Something is happening here. I'm going to go now to the monthly chart. Okay. Let's go to the quarterly chart. I think it's clearer there. You see better. Yeah, this is on the quarterly chart. Look carefully on this quarterly chart. Look at the tail of this candle. You see this candle here? What is it telling us? It means that the price went down to this level. Some people bought it up. Same thing here. You see it went down here. People bought it here. Here you see the tail here. Three tail in this zone. It's a hot spot on this zone. Price did change direction here in this zone. It's a hot spot on this zone. Okay? Do not forget it. Here, what's this? This is what we call, okay, a bullish engulfment after a bearish total cancellation of the bearish move. It's a hot spot in same zone, same zone. What has happened? We are bearish towards the euro, price break below the support level, the support around 12900. You see, on this monthly chart, this month of May, we break below the 12900 level. We are bearish. Now, we are now after we are bearish, you must take some profit now because we are now in a support zone. Do not discount it, okay? As I show you now, okay? So our view is that if you are bearish towards the euro, try to be cautiously bearish now because we are in a support zone. Okay, that will be the smart thing to do. Okay, be cautiously bearish. In my view, I will be happy to take profit. I take my profit already, so I'm in a day trading mode. In out, carefully on the edge. So in my view, in the next month, I will prefer the month of May to end. We will prefer the euro. We know that the euro, there's a high chance that the euro may go up in the next a few days. Okay, there's a high chance that we may see a kind of movement back to retest the 12900 level. It does not mean that you will definitely do it, but there's a high chance, okay, because we are in a support zone. So we prefer it to go from where it is now to retest back up to the 129 level and to find a resistance again. When it returns back to the 129 level, I'm moving some of my line now. This is my psychological price level. I don't want to move it. And then to come back and retest this level here. Okay, so you see now it break below it. We want it to come back and retest it, and then to find resistance here, and then come back down. Okay, our greedy target is 1200, the 12,000 level. But in my view, we are in a support zone for the euro USD. We prefer it to come back and retest this level, and then find a resistance at 12900 before coming down. Priority to sell signal, but cautiously bearish at this point in time as we are now in a support zone. Okay, next candidate. Okay, we know the blah 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 about the euro zone. Okay, I don't want the video to be too long, so I will go quickly to the euro Australia dollar currency pair. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. The line that I have drawn before are still here. Okay, you can see them. This is on the quarterly chart. I will move up to the monthly chart. Okay, you see my line, the orange line. These are the line I draw first. So you refer to the previous video, they are still here. Okay, all right. Okay, now let's go to the weekly chart and see. There's something I'm looking for. Is all my data here or all right? Let's go moment please, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this is what I'm looking for. This is my previous line that I've drawn. Okay, here, exactly here. Can you see now? This is on the yearly chart. You see, it went down. Okay, it went down big time, and I draw this line here. Okay, now it's not coming the way I want it to come. You can see how you can follow. Can you follow me? Okay, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, you see this all the zigzag here. Okay, that's why I want you to pay attention to. The orange trend line, okay, we break above it. This one I want you to pay attention to. We break above the orange trend line, okay, and now we are somewhere on the edge of this orange trend line, okay. We are expecting the price to deliver this move up, okay, this up, okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We are expecting this one here, okay, this move to the upside to go from the orange, okay. We are now on the edge of the orange trend line. We want to go from the orange trend line to the yellow, okay, trend line, okay. If you refer to the previous video, okay, about the euro Australian dollar, you understand what I'm talking about, okay. I don't want the video to be too long. I will show you something else. If you go to www.24areawave.com, click on practical area wave. We have posted some video where we talk about the euro Australian dollar using the area wave theory, and we know that we are in the third area wave, and what you need to look for is here for you. If you go to www.24areawave, click on a practical area wave, okay, to know we are bullish towards the euro Australian dollar, but we want to buy on the edge, okay, above this orange, okay, a trend line, okay. If we go now to the quarterly chart, it is same blah blah blah. You see here, okay, can you see? Okay, all right. Now it looks like it's not very clear here. You can see the orange line. It looks like we are below it, but it's not far from it, okay? So this is what we want to see, okay? If you go to www.2for-wave, you will see more information what I'm talking about, okay? So you can understand, okay, what we are trying to do. I'll go to the daily chart, okay? You see, recently the price went up and now it come back down, okay? We went up a big time, okay? Up to the zone of where we went to recently, yeah, 130, 131 zone, okay? And then we were rejected. Now we come back down again, but it's still bullish, okay? And we must give priority to buy signal, okay? Buying on the edge, okay? Go to www.24areaway.com. I invite you, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I set my apology because I'm going very fast because I don't want the video to be too long. So you may go to www.24areawave to check about the Euro Australian dollar, okay? I will invite you to follow me into the next video where we will talk about research in motion stock, okay, a Bank of America stock, and also a Velt stock. That the video is now very long, but we will continue with research in motion, Bank of America, and Velt, okay. The first candidate is research in motion, the maker of BlackBerry phones, okay. And on this weekly chart, we can see ABCD chart pattern. A from here, B, C, D, okay, it's now completed, okay, A, B, C, D. If you want to know about, if you want to know more about the ABCD chart pattern, you need to go to www.stochastic-macd.com and click on the ABCD chart pattern, okay. So you can see here this section here, say B, okay, to C. It's not straightforward, it's a kind of consolidation here. And then we have the movement to the downside. In theory, the distance from A to B should be equal to the distance from C to D, but it's not always the case. Sometimes you may see the C to D longer than the A to B, okay? We have a typical ABCD chart pattern, not on the 5-minute chart, not on the 15-minute chart, but on the weekly chart, okay? Priority to buy signal for a rim above the level of 1100, okay? Priority to buy signal above 1100, a very important level for, okay, this stock, okay. What is happening to this stock? We can see that the price went up to the zone of above $145. Today the price now at $11, okay. So for 145, even above it, the price now is at $11. It's more than 80% retracement, okay. When we see a stock goes down to total retracement of 80% or 90% or 75%, the minimum like 75% is what we consider as oversold zone, okay. So we see a stock like this that went up to this level, we see more than 75% okay, discount, so to speak. We will quickly go and check the fundamental, the product, okay, the innovation and the competition. What is happening to research in motion is the competition. iPhone, okay, the Android phones, okay, talking about Samsung phone, okay, Galaxy Note, Galaxy Tab, and all the HTC phones, and also the iPhone, especially the iPhone. So part of the market of BlackBerry has been taken over by the Android phone and the iPhone, okay. So they have lost part of the market because they came out with all sort of phones. There were no focus, but the new, okay, chief executive was saying they need a laser focus, exactly what they need. There were some changes also in the management, okay, talking about a marketing chief, okay, and also operating chief. There were some changes. This is what they need to do. They have started taking the excellent step, a change of management, a new team, a new vision, okay, which means focusing on one excellent product, the core activity of BlackBerry. That's what we try to focus on. And also now, what we need to do, okay, leave the no-core activity to other business, okay, to deal with the developers, to deal with the no-core value. So 70% of the core activity, okay, research in motion should return to the core value. In trading, we say return to the mean, okay. This is what they are talking about. Now, if you do a bit of research, okay, go to Google, look for BlackBerry 10. Okay, you will see what they are trying to do now. So this BlackBerry 10 is looking good. Myself, I was using BlackBerry before, but now I'm using okay, Galaxy Note. Okay, so you can see that they lost okay one customer. Okay, because now we see that okay there is a big competition taking place. But now with the BlackBerry 10s, okay, they will take a part of their market back. Okay, so this is oversold. The company is excellent company. They have excellent product, but they lost the touch. Okay, they lost the touch. They are now taking excellent steps, okay, to regain part of their market. They cannot recoup all of them in one go. It will take them 3 times the time they have lost it. So, but right now we must see a kind of okay improvement taking place. Or the bear they will start worrying because traders were selling Nokia before because of the competition of the new smartphone, talking about iPhone and the Android phone. They sold out completely Nokia, but they were trying to do exactly the same thing with BlackBerry RIM. But I think this stock is now purely oversold. We must give priority to buy signal above 1100. Okay. Now, if you go now to the monthly chart, okay, you can see still A, B, C, D. A chart pattern is here. Okay. Now the price below this okay bearish trend line here, okay, but we are now also at a support level here. There's a kind of support in this zone. Okay, price down, okay, here, okay. So we want to give priority to buy signal above 1100. It's above RIM. Now, if it goes below the 1100, we give priority to sell signal. If it remains above 11 okay 00, we give priority to buy signal. At the same time, we must watch okay the next phase for BlackBerry 10. Okay, you have to pay attention to the news also to see the response. BlackBerry 10 has some excellent features. You can go on YouTube and check BlackBerry 10. You watch some video about it, what this gadget can do. And there is a high chance they may recoup part of the market, so which will allow the stock to go back up. Is oversold for 145. The stock is now at 11. We must give priority to buy signal. This is about a RIM stock. Okay. The next candidate is Bank of America. The question you have to ask: where did the money go? Where did the money go? All the bailout money went into the bank. Ladies and gentlemen, the financials. Okay, as the United States economy is recovering, as especially the consumer sentiment is improving. That's why you want to check the consumer sentiment, and also the manufacturing sector. You have to check the sentiment of the business, and also the sentiment of the consumers. Okay, as these 2 indicators are improving, we must okay give priority. Okay. To bullish signal, talking about the financial stock because that's where the money went to. Looking at this Bank of America stock, ladies and gentlemen, we want to give priority to buy signal above the okay $6.5. Okay, above 6.5. The price is now at 715. It's in the bullish zone. Once the price is still above okay 650, we want to give priority to buy signal. Okay, that's what we want to do for this stock. If it goes below the 650, we give priority to sell signal. As long as it remains above the 650, we give priority to buy signal in the channel on the edge. Okay, taking our signal carefully at a low risk point. Ladies and gentlemen, does not mean buy anyhow, but buy okay like a professional trader on the edge, managing the trade carefully and also paying attention to the news. Okay, if you don't like the news above the 650, you can come out, but don't change your sentiment because we want to give priority to buy signal above okay the 650. In my trading style, what I'm talking about priority to buy signal, I usually disregard sell signal, and whenever I see bull signal are coming, that's what I try to do. Okay, sometimes okay okay so but if you are doing something like this, you need to be very careful. Okay, all right. You can see here, you can see that if you go to the weekly chart, it will become clearer to you what I'm showing you here. On the weekly chart, you can see there was a kind of consolidation here. You see, blah blah and then quickly went up. But as soon as it went up, it come back down. This session here, You see the range here, okay? If you like, we highlight for you this range, okay? This is a very important moment for this stock. We highlight the range and we start doing the projection. You see, we went below it, we project it here, okay? Down, down, okay? That's what we have done. So first, you see, 1, 2, 3, 4. We are in the fourth region. Normally, in the third region, you see traded bought it here. The stock is considered as oversold if you do the projection 3 times. This is the first one, okay? First one here, second one here, third one here. At this point, it's considered as oversold, but you see some traded bought it here. It ran up 25, come back down, but now we are below it. We are in the fourth level. It's purely oversold. When a stock we see it technically oversold, we must check the fundamental. Talking of the banking system in the United States, is not bearish anymore. It's not perfect, but it has been improving. Alright, this is not the beginning of the bearish season. We are coming slowly but steadily to the end of the bearish season. The money went into the bank. All the money went into the bank. The financials looks good. We want to look at them and select the best so that we make excellent trading decision. Paying attention to the market first, the sector, before the individual financial instrument, without forgetting the news, the fundamentals, and the news and the leaders. Okay? Alright. If we go now to the quarterly chart, talking about this, you see that there was a low here and another low. This low and this low, this is a higher low. There's a green candle here. The price did not, you see this one here on this quarterly chart, this red one did not cancel completely the green one. We are still somewhere here above the level of 650. Okay, so we want to give it a chance. You see the red trend line is bullish. Alright, as long as we remain above that red bullish trend line, we want to give it priority to buy signal above the level of 650. Okay, alright, so this is the projection fourth time. We are on the edge of the fourth projection, not the fourth projection, this is the third projection, because it's the first projection, second projection, but the fourth range, this is the first range, second range, third range, this is the fourth range, but third projection, okay, on the edge. We want to give it priority to buy signal. Also on this quarterly chart, there's a kind of double bottom being formed here. We will watch this quarter here, and if we receive a signal to buy here, we will take it, okay? Alright, let's go to the monthly chart for this same thing. You can see it's clearer here. You see the trailer that I've drawn here, okay? So we want to buy, but we want to buy above 650, talking about this Bank of America, okay? On the daily chart, you can see that it's rolling it down. If I draw a trend line here, okay, this is the first one here, okay, now there's the one here. Now if I draw another common sense trend line, okay, like this. Alright, what I've done now, this point here and this point, this point and this point, this is where, see, you can see that we are above it, okay? Alright, alright, so though we are below this one, okay, we are above this one, okay? So we want to give it a chance, okay? It's about the Bank of America, okay? This is not a signal to buy or a signal to sell Bank of America, but there is a high chance this stock may continue the movement to the upside, but we want to buy on the edge, waiting for a valid signal. I'm always very careful when I'm saying this, because sometimes traders will watch a video like this, and they will quickly place a trend, okay, and then they will lose, and they will come and mark our video down. This video is not a signal to buy or to sell, okay, Bank of America, okay. The next candidate is VELT, Epic, VELT, okay, Victor Eco Lima Tango. We have tweeted about this. You can check our Twitter at George Trio. Alright, this is the VELT. I'll go now to the yearly chart. Now, not much to see here. One candle, another one here. One is bearish. The next one is a bullish one here. Alright, not much to see on the yearly chart for VELT. Going to the quarterly chart, we can see that there was a bearish quarter here, down, and then there was a stop here, okay? I have some drawing here. You can see this candle here went up here. It was green. So there's a base here. You can see it, okay? It changed direction here, down and went up, okay? What the price did, it went up. You see, remember the D, okay? You remember what I showed you for the MACD tips, okay? It went down and then went up, okay? Couldn't reach the top here. But now we come back to retest, okay, the bottom. In fact, this is like a triple bottom pattern. The first one here, second one, and the third one here, okay? So it's a kind of a V, and we come back total retracement to retest it third time. Remember the tips and trick about MACD. We want to give it a chance, okay, about this stock, okay, also above a 650, okay, also 650. As long as you remember above 650, we want to give priority to buy signal. This is about VLT, Epic DELT, okay. Going to the quarterly chart, you can see the round bottom is quite round, isn't it? Okay, round, okay, round. But now the 50% couldn't hold it. We are now at total retracement here, okay. At this point in time, this is a hot spot trading zone, a kind of a triple bottom pattern. We want to give priority to buy signal above 650 for VLT also, okay. Going to the weekly chart, okay, is see round, that is round. There was a double bottom here, can you see? There was a double bottom on this weekly chart, okay. This is the first pattern here, alright. That's why it's so important to change time frame, to go from the yearly chart slowly and zoom into it. You see now, bottom, this is double bottom, we went up. Now we break below the 9. You remember the tips and tricks about MACD, okay. You know, we went above the knot, okay. Now we have a capitulation and a total retracement to display a double bottom pattern. We are sitting on the edge here. We want to give priority to buy signal above 650. It's about VLT. We tweet about it. You can go to VLT. Check our Twitter at George Trio. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed this video, this series of video about real scalping part 3. You have also enjoyed real scalping part 1, part 2. And also the tips and tricks and everything that we have said, that you will put into use, okay, to better, okay, your trading. Until the next time, enjoy yourself and be very